I am Nathaniel P Hoot-Whistle. And the other day, I was sitting by my fireside in my bar, and I was just staring into the flames. I was thinking about how I haven't had many customers lately, not since those Alsatians came charging into my bar and attacked all my customers. And since then, barely anybody comes in anymore, so I'm not making any money. So I thought, maybe it's time I shut my bar down. Maybe I should. And then start up some other kind of business in the same building. And while I was thinking about this, I heard a knock at the door. And I thought, I'm just going to ignore it. Just, I don't care. I don't care who's there, son. It doesn't matter. Because I'm not serving any beer right now, or any whiskey. And then they banged again. And I thought, you bitch. I'm trying to sit here and stare into my fire, and you're just disturbing my peace. So I got up and I marched across to my front door, and I flung that door open, and it was the Easter Bunny, son. It was the goddamn Easter Bunny. He was back. He was back, son. Which is impossible because he's dead. He said, what? Back in Easter, which is several weeks ago now, the Easter Bunny came into my bar and he tried to kill me. Because he said that he doesn't make chocolate eggs anymore. And he just goes around taking out people who he thinks are bad. And he tried to assassinate me, son. He put a bomb inside an Easter egg, and he tried to blow me up. But the whole goddamn thing backfired, son. And I wound up blowing him up. I blew the Easter Bunny to Kingdom Come, son. And then I cooked him in a stew. I had myself Easter Bunny stew for lunch. And I thought, how can the Easter Bunny be stood here in front of me when I ate him? He was my meal. What, is he immortal or something? He just comes back to life? If he gets killed, he just somehow comes back? And then he said to me that he's the Easter Bunny's cousin. I didn't know the Easter Bunny had a cousin. I didn't know the Easter Bunny had any family whatsoever. I thought he was just by himself. But here he was, standing up my door, bold as goddamn brass, looking for his cousin. And he said that he went through his cousin's diary, because he said he hasn't actually seen his cousin since Easter. He just went missing. He never came back. And he was waiting for him to come back with some new kind of chocolate that he told him he was going out to find, so they can make some new kind of fancy Easter eggs. But he never came back. So I just kept my mouth shut, so I wasn't going to tell him what I did to his cousin. And he said he went through his cousin's diary, and in the diary it said that he was coming here to this bar to see old Nathaniel P Hoot-Whistle. And then he just marched into the bar, and he sat himself down. He just sat himself right down to my bar without even asking something. I wanted to boot him out of my bar and down the street, but he was like 7 foot tall, son. So he probably could have just killed me right there and then. So I just went around behind my bar, and he asked for a drink. So I served him a whiskey, because I figured he probably won't drink whiskey. So if I gave him whiskey, he might just leave and be offended or something. I don't know. So I slammed that whiskey down on the bar, and I gave it to him. And he just stared at me. He just moved his head forward, and he narrowed his eyes, and he stared at me. And it seemed like forever. And then he leaned slowly back, and he picked up the glass. I thought he was going to throw it in my face. I was just getting ready to feel that liquid splashing right at me. And he just picked up that glass, and he just downed it in wine, and then he slammed it down on the bar. And he said, "How did you know the whiskey was my favorite drink?" So rabbits do drink whiskey. I never thought rabbits would be into whiskey, son. I mean, I know that horses drink whiskey, because my horse drinks whiskey every day. But I didn't know rabbits drank whiskey too. Then he insisted that he has another drink, and he wants it for free. He doesn't see why he should have to pay. He wants free whiskey from me. I started to wonder if he suspected that I've done something to his cousin. And he had this look on his face like he knew some kind of secret. And I thought, is he playing with me? Is he playing some kind of mind game with old Nathaniel P Hoot-Whistle? I thought, I'm going to have to watch this son of a bitch. If I turn my back on him for a second, he could do something nasty to me. Something real nasty. So I just poured him another whiskey. And I slammed it down on the bar. And he just drank it down straight away. And then he said he wanted another. And I thought, maybe I can get this son of a bitch drunk. And then I can cook him in a stew too. And then he'll be out of my hair. And then he got up and he just kind of hopped. He just kind of hopped around the bar in a kind of casual kind of way. And then he went down into the cellar. I said, you ain't going to find nothing down there, son. There ain't nothing down in the cellar but my booze. And he didn't listen. I think he was probably hoping to find his cousin in my deep freezer. So I just followed him down. And I saw him going through all the bottles of booze. And he was taking some for himself. He had a little kind of basket thing with him. And he was taking some of my finest whiskey and he was putting it in his basket. And he was going to have it for himself. I didn't know how to react to that, son. What do you do when a 7-foot cousin of the Easter Bunny comes to your bar and starts stealing your booze? And especially when he has the power to just probably kill you in seconds. And then without saying a goddamn word, he just came back up the stairs towards me. And I just kind of stepped backwards out of his way and he just walked back into the bar. And he just held the basket of whiskey into the air and he just winked at me. The son of a bitch. He's taking my booze and winking at me. There's not a damn thing I could do. I thought he knows. He knows I did something to his cousin and he's just going to take advantage of the situation. He's going to take complete advantage. And then he just wandered around the bar. He stopped hopping and he just started wandering around the bar. And then he went into my kitchen. And he opened up my fridge and he started taking all the food out. And he had some other kind of basket. He didn't have a basket when he came in, but somehow he suddenly has these baskets with him. And I don't have any baskets. His baskets are in my thing, son. But somehow he had these baskets with him. But this one was huge. And he started putting all my food in his basket. I said, son, you cannot take all my food. And he just looked at me and he just winked again. And he emptied out the whole of my freezer. And he put every single thing in his basket. And then he put some like red and white kind of cloth over it. And then he just wandered back into my bar. And he just went upstairs. And he went into my bedroom. My bedroom, son. And I thought, what the hell is he going to take from there? So I followed him up. I ran up those stairs. I thought, I'm not going to have this anymore, son. I'm going to confront this son of a bitch. And I walked into my room, and he'd gotten into my bed. And he was going to sleep. And then before, he suddenly opened his eyes before going to sleep, and he said, "I live here now. And this is my room now, and you sleep downstairs." And he told me he wants bacon for breakfast. And he wants me to go out and buy some bacon and some eggs, because he'll be having those for breakfast, and he expects them at 6 o'clock in the morning. And then he told me to get it. So I just went down the stairs, and disbelieving what just happened. And I just sat there in my bar, and I think, how am I going to get rid of this rabbit, this bunny rabbit? And I got no goddamn idea, sir. So I just went to sleep in my chair. I just went to sleep by the fireside and drifted way out to sleep. And I woke the next morning to find the bunny rabbit's face in my face. And he was saying, "Where's my damn breakfast?" And he said that he was expected to find egg and bacon in his room first thing in the morning with a hot cup of tea and a glass of whiskey. And he found nothing. And he was disgusted. He was appalled and disgusted that I did not serve him. And he said that he's going to have to do something. He's going to have to do something to make me pay. As he didn't get his breakfast, he said I'm going to have something else to make up for it. And he suddenly grabbed me by the arms, and he pulled me out of my chair, and he threw me down on the floor. And he sat down in my chair, and he got out a goddamn cigar, son. It was one of my own cigars. Now, I don't smoke that often, but sometimes in the evening, when I'm enjoying my whiskey, I suddenly have the urge to have a cigar. But it only happens about once a year, son. It's my yearly cigar. So I only keep one in the bar. And he found it down by my chair. Because it's just about that time of year when I have my cigar. I always have my cigar in May. May time is my cigar time. And he just got that cigar, and he put it towards the flames in my fireplace, and he lit that sucker up. And he started smoking away. And he just looked at me, and he winked again. He definitely knows. He knows what I've done, son. And he's just going to keep playing with me. And then he's probably going to kill me. And so I got to find some kind of way to defeat this son of a bitch before he does me in. And then I could hear my horse outside. And that caught his attention. And he suddenly jumped up. And his ears, they suddenly went. And then he started walking out of my bar towards the garden. And he opened up the shed, and he saw my horse in there. And I ran out there, and he said he likes horses. He said he likes them very much, and he thinks he might just have this horse for himself. This could be his new pet horse. And the horse can go around delivering Easter eggs for him and his Easter bunny cousin next Easter. And I said, "You son of a bitch, you're not going to have my damn horse." And then he said he can have whatever he wants. He can take whatever he wants from me. And there's not a damn thing I can do. And he just jumped right up, and he started riding my horse into the bar. And he just sat there on the horse. I thought he was going to ride off, but he just sat there, staring into the distance like he was thinking about something. And I said, "What are you going to do, son?" And he didn't speak. He didn't say a damn word, son. He just sat there on the horse. So the son of a bitch just wouldn't respond. He just said not a damn word. And then all of a sudden, he slid sideways off the horse, and he just hit the floor. And I just went up to him, and I crouched down, and he was dead. He was goddamn dead, son. And I sniffed the cigar, and it's poison. This goddamn cigar was full of poison, son. And then my horse went back outside. And I tried to drag the Easter Bunny's cousin across the floor. And then I heard this kind of fizzling sound. And I looked at my cigar, and it was beginning to spark and fizzle. The sparks were going about all over the place. And then I thought something not very pleasant was going to happen here. So I jumped over my bar and ducked down, and then there's a huge explosion. It wasn't big enough to blow up my entire bar, but it was big enough to blow up the Easter Bunny's cousin. So I just peered over the bar, and the Easter Bunny's cousin was everywhere. And there's a little note down on the floor, and it was from the Easter Bunny himself. And I read the note, and it said, "Dear Hootwhistle." So he must have left this here when he was here before, and it said, "Dear Hootwhistle, I hope you enjoy this cigar, and that this is your Easter present." So I guess he was hoping that if he wasn't able to actually kill me with the bomb that he brought here and an Easter egg, then this cigar would kill me instead. He'd poisoned it and put a bomb inside it, put some kind of explosive down inside that cigar. It's like a insurance policy to make sure that I got killed. But it's backfired again, son, and it killed his cousin instead. So I guess that's just the way things go, son. So that's the Easter Bunny and his cousin both gone. And it looks like I'll be having rabbit stew for lunch again. Which isn't really good for me, because I don't like really eating rabbit. Well, I can't let all that go to waste, can I, son? The whole goddamn bunny all over the place, and he was 7 foot tall, which means I can make a giant rabbit stew now, and I can be eating rabbit for weeks. Yes, and my horse, he can have some rabbit too, because he likes a nice bit of rabbit. And I think that's actually his favorite meat. And then the thought suddenly occurred to me that I could open up a restaurant. I could turn my bar into a goddamn restaurant sign. And the first thing on the menu is the rabbit stew.